Hi! Do you remember the review I did of the Mammotion Luba 2? There were some people who said they would never buy such a robot lawnmower because it doesn't collect the cut grass. Mammotion has solved that problem with the Mammotion Yuka with Lawn Sweeper, and the results are amazing. Let's sweep! A while ago I made this review of the Mammotion Luba 2 and since then I've been using it intensively in my own backyard. I'm very pleased with it, and the fact that you don't need to set up a boundary wire around your lawn is a huge plus for me. The only issue I have is that I have a large tree above my lawn, and in the fall a lot of leaves end up on my grass. The Luba 2 does shred the leaves, but there are just too many to leave lying around. Meet the Yuka with Lawn Sweeper from Mammotion. This robot mower not only mows but also sweeps away the cut grass and leaves from your lawn. Plus it comes with some fun features that make mowing even more enjoyable. Mammotion sent me two boxes, one with the Yuka robot lawnmower and one with the Lawn Sweeper. Let's start by looking at what's inside the boxes. The Yuka box first contains the base plate on which the charging station can be mounted. There's also a quick start guide to help you assemble the Yuka. Of course, the box includes a power supply and an accessory box. For mounting the RTK unit, two rods are included that allow you to position the RTK unit about 2 meters above the ground. The RTK unit is the central receiver that helps determine the robot's position on your lawn. RTK, which stands for real-time kinematic, uses GPS to help pinpoint the location and connects the Yuka using the LoRa protocol. Additionally, more accessories are included, such as an antenna and extra blades. A sturdy tripod is also provided to secure the rods of the RTK unit firmly into the ground. Now onto the Yuka itself. Wow, this looks like quite a robust machine. It's even a bit larger than the Luba 2, which I previously reviewed. One significant difference is that the Yuka has 3 wheels, whereas the Luba 2 has 4. The Yuka also features cameras facing forward and upward. The upward-facing camera can be used as a security camera for your garden. Lastly, the charging unit is included in the box, which allows the Yuka to recharge itself. When I recorded the video, I initially thought this unit would charge the Yuka from the back, but it turned out to be from the front. That makes sense, as otherwise the Lawn Sweeper wouldn't be able to be mounted. Speaking of the Lawn Sweeper, it came in the other box and must be ordered separately. The Yuka works perfectly fine without the Lawn Sweeper, but it's the Lawn Sweeper that makes this robot so unique to me. In the Lawn Sweeper box you'll find a collection net and a lid to catch the cut grass and leaves. There are also a few rods to attach the net to the lid. Additionally, some accessories are included to secure the lid. There's a handle for lifting the collection bin and of course the main unit of the Lawn Sweeper, which sweeps your lawn clean and ensures the grass is collected in the bin. An extra battery is also included, which you need to install in the Yuka to power the Lawn Sweeper. Installing it is very easy, so no need to worry about that. Lastly, there's a counterweight that you need to attach to the Yuka to prevent it from tipping over when the bin is full of grass. Let's take a look at what this robot lawnmower has to offer. The Yuka can be used with or without the Lawn Sweeper, which is optional and can be purchased separately. Besides the Lawn Sweeper, the key feature of the Yuka is that it works without a parameter cable, so you don't need to lay a cable around your garden. The Yuka uses an RTK antenna, which stands for real-time kinematic. It determines its position using GPS and 3D vision. Thanks to the 3D vision provided by the front-facing camera, it can work even under trees on your lawn, meaning the Yuka doesn't always need a GPS connection. It also doesn't require a continuous Wi-Fi connection. If the Yuka loses Wi-Fi, it will keep working because it connects to the RTK unit via LoRa, allowing it to navigate your lawn accurately. Wi-Fi is mainly needed for app connectivity, real-time tracking and updates, but the Yuka will continue to function without it. The Yuka has 2 large rear wheels and 1 smaller rotating front wheel, allowing it to handle slopes up to 45% without the Lawn Sweeper and up to 18% with the Lawn Sweeper. If you have steeper slopes in your garden, you might want to consider the Luba 2, which can handle slopes up to 80%. With a comprehensive app you can create areas, no-go zones, channels, dumping spots and mowing patterns. Unfortunately, my garden is too small to create patterns, but it can be fun to surprise a loved one or mow a message into the grass for a birthday. You can also schedule tasks for the Yuka to mow and or sweep on specific dates, weekly or every few days. You can set various settings such as the mowing patterns the robot should use. You can even set it to use a different pattern each time, ensuring the entire lawn is neatly mowed. You can control this robot lawnmower with Alexa and Google Assistant, and there's also an integration with Home Assistant allowing you to control the Yuka through it. This applies to the Luba 2 as well. The Yuka's 3D vision prevents it from colliding with objects on your lawn. Additionally, it features a 270 degrees wide-angle bumper that stops the mower if it bumps into something. However, it doesn't detect small objects, so it won't stop for things like dog poop. This mower also has a physical stop button that you can press if there's an urgent issue. The Yuka also offers additional options such as connecting a solar panel to the RTK unit. It can detect rain, allowing you to decide whether it should mow in wet conditions. The sound level is below 60 decibels, making it very quiet. The Yuka is IPX6 waterproof and the RTK reference station is IPX7 waterproof. And what I find particularly amusing is that the Yuka has a wiper to clean the camera when it gets foggy. Installing the lawnmower was easy. I just had to snap the base station together and secure it with a few screws. After that I could immediately charge the Yuka. Connecting the Yuka to my Wi-Fi access point was a bit more challenging. I had the same issue with the Luba 2, but after a few attempts I managed to connect the Yuka to my Wi-Fi. Installing the lawn sweeper was also simple. I just had to assemble the bag, insert an extra battery into the Yuka and screw a counterweight onto it. That was done in no time, and after that I could easily click the lawn sweeper onto the Yuka. I think anyone can do this and you need minimal technical knowledge to set up the Yuka. You place the RTK antenna somewhere with as clear a view as possible for a good GPS reception. Installing the RTK antenna is also straightforward. You screw a few tubes together and then screw the antenna on top. Using a tripod, you then press the antennas into the ground. If you don't have a spot to place your base station and antenna with a clear line of sight to the sky, you can install it using the separately available wall bracket. Now I had to control the robot lawnmower with the app as if it were a remote controlled car and drive it along the edges of my lawn. This allows it to determine the area it will later mow. That went pretty well. Besides creating the area, you can also adjust the area later, defining no-go zones, defining dumping spots and set up channels, allowing the robot, for example, to cross over a path from one area to another. And now onto the mowing itself. I was curious to see how it would go since I was already used to the Luba 2. The Yuka has only 2 large wheels and 1 small front wheel, so I wondered how this setup would affect my lawn. I have to say the mowing looks great, but I do have some concerns about the lawn sweeper. It works like a broom, sweeping up all the grass and leaves. In some areas it's so thorough that small bare spots have appeared on my lawn. I'm not sure if these spots were already there, but were less noticeable because the Luba 2 left the clippings on the lawn, which covered those areas. To be safe, I've set the Yuka to mow my lawn every 6 days to see if these spots slowly fill in. If they do, I'll make a short video later to show you the results. So make sure to subscribe to my channel to stay updated. When the Yuka has mowed the set number of square meters before it's allowed to dump the cut grass, it goes to one of the dumping spots I've defined. In my case that's just one dumping spot. I was amazed to see the Yuka drive to the dumping spot and drop the grass there. This robot doesn't just mow your grass, it also takes it to a spot where you can easily connect it later for disposal. For me, this is perfect because of the large tree above my lawn. And in the fall I have a lot of work clearing the leaves. The Yuka dumps the grass and leaves in different spots within the dumping area. Be aware that the dumping spot takes up quite a bit of space. When the battery runs low, the Yuka returns to its base station to recharge. Once the battery is sufficiently charged, it will resume where it left off. Now let's go over to the downsides. I have to say I didn't find too many. One ongoing issue is connecting the Yuka to Wi-Fi for the first time. It can be tricky, but with a bit of patience and a few retries, it eventually works. This seems to be a common issue with Mammotion products, but requires some persistence. I am a bit concerned about the bare spots I found on my lawn after the Yuka had mowed and swept a few times. I'm still figuring out whether these spots were already there and covered by the loose grass clippings left by my previous mower, or if the lawn sweeper is causing them. As for setting up the dumping spot, there's room for improvement. I have a small garden, so if you have a larger garden with a lot of space for dumping grass, this probably won't be much of an issue. Oh, and after I reviewed the Luba 2, 2 people mentioned having had poor experiences with Mammotion's customer service. Personally, I had a great experience, my questions were answered quickly, but apparently this wasn't the case for everyone. I'm curious to hear about your experience with Mammotion's customer service. People often don't share when they've had a good experience, so please let me know in the comments if you have been well assisted by Mammotion. And then the price. This Mammotion Yuka is a high-end robot lawnmower and therefore not cheap, or so it seems. Model 1000 costs €1,399 or $1,299 without the sweeper kit. With the sweeper kit it costs €2,098 or $1,948. Model 2000 costs €1,699 or $1,599 without the sweeper kit. With the sweeper kit it costs €2,398 or $2,248. You can find links to where to purchase it in the description of this video. I will get a small affiliate fee from it and you don't have to pay anything extra for that. This was my review of the Mammotion Yuka with lawn sweeper. Until now, I've been using the Luba 2 from Mammotion, but with autumn approaching, I'm switching to the Yuka because it clears the leaves from my lawn. I'm very curious to see how it will perform in the long run. I'll keep you updated. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy my videos and would like to support my work, please consider becoming a sponsor with a small monthly contribution just like these amazing supporters do. Your support is crucial for keeping this channel going, as I rely on it to cover my expenses since the income from YouTube ads alone isn't sufficient. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Leaving a comment also helps a lot as it boosts the video's reach on YouTube. See you in the next video. Bye bye! Fun features that make mowing. To see the Yuka. Oh!